What is going on, people? What happened this week? From, I think we have to tell you, it looks like Travis and Taylor are tying the knot at the world's most famous arena. We got a Grand Theft Auto cover. The woman who steals trash cans despite having a very high-paying job caught and signed, sealed, delivered from there. My man Lin-Manuel Miranda from Hamilton is doing his follow-up next spring. And then we have a lot of other things making fun of the Mets this specific week. Caitlin Clark getting disrespected again, and we're about to have a productive conversation all about it. The world is a better place because you were here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And we are here to discuss what was trending this past week across sports, news, entertainment, and culture. And before we do all that, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check us out exclusively on various social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X at ProdCobblePod, TikTok at ProdCobblePod, Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, check us out on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. So a great week just happened in the Productive Conversations podcast. So we talked about what's trending over the weekend. That's available. We also have our reaction to the NBA draft that's also dropped yesterday on Thursday. Me and Faces go through that. And as of now, the biggest off-season moves, the big trades, Giannis to Miami, Randall to Brooklyn, and LaMelo Ball to Minnesota, all reacted by the two of us. So that's also available on all podcast platforms and YouTube. And then we're back at it next week with another World Cup recap as we talk about the end of the group stage, and we'll have a knockout stage to preview the final 32 nations. That'll be on Sunday into Monday. Then we got tweet caps on Tuesday and Friday to talk about what's trending for the week ahead. And then we'll take the week off to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. So good stuff. And we're about to have a talk on what happened during the last full week of June. Allison and Ryan are here to join me. We're so blessed to have you two amazing motherfuckers in this world and have us on this podcast. What's going on, everybody?
Not much. Happy almost Independence Day, everybody.
That's right. Happy Feel Good Friday too, the 26th
Yes,
of
Feel Good
June.
Friday as well.
A Feel Good Summer Friday, especially. And I am loving the weather so far, so let's keep it going. But everything else good? Everyone had a good week? Have y'all been seeing any of the World Cup coverage and such?
Yeah, I mean, I've been paying attention to scores and see who's gonna play who where. Once we get out of the whole this part, the where everybody plays each other or whatever.
The group plays, and then we
The
get to the
group
knockout
plays, yeah.
stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
And obviously, of course, all of the Europeans, mostly European, I think, who are here and experiencing America for the first time with fresh eyes at 250. I feel like it's kind of nice to see the outsider perspective on the positives because we get all wrapped up in our considerable challenges in the country. But it's nice to see all the positives, and there are a lot of positives. Um, and sometimes you need an outsider to show them when you've been inside as long as we have.
The closest thing we'll have to world peace. So let's keep those viral moments going. All right, let's talk about what was trending this past week, and let's have some fun doing that and being productive. And again, check us out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check us out on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. So hot off the presses, everybody. It looks like it's going to happen. The open secret is basically confirmed. New York City permits have been filed. A city official who confirmed it's the two you know who and the Chiefs player booking the Marriott Marquis in Times Square all point to one thing. They're allegedly going to close down some roads like they did for the president. But let me tell you what we know, reported by TMZ. A permit was filed with New York City to close the streets around Madison Square Garden from July 2nd through the midday of July 4th, next weekend, for a big July 3rd event. Knicks are the NBA champions. The Rangers are a mess. What could happen? Between 1,100 and 1,200 people are expected to attend this event. The invitations were sent. No physical ones for privacy, though. But it looks like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are getting married at Madison Square Garden. And it looks like it's going to be next Friday, the 3rd. An event planning company known for weddings filed a permit application confirmed by 2 law enforcement sources. And yeah, unless it's going to be the new king and queen or it's going to be Allison and Brett, it seems that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will be getting married at
I think it's a
MSG.
cover up. I think
Maybe.
I think it's a
Maybe.
cover up. I
Who
know.
No,
I'm
knows?
it's not.
sorry.
It's not, and I'm done.
They're not getting married at Madison
Yes, they
Square
are,
Garden.
and everybody had
They aren't.
opinions when I
And you
said
guys
they
can say
were.
all you want, but I know Taylor, and being a Taylor fan, Taylor Swift is not doing all this just to get married at Madison Square Garden. I'm sorry. So you guys can think what you want
she
and say what you
is.
want,
I'll bet
but
money on it.
I'm
But
just
B,
okay. I would bet money on it too.
Is
B,
Led
here's
Zeppelin
why.
reforming?
No,
Maybe.
but B, here's why. I was just looking at pictures of. Remember when she went to that wedding on the Jersey Shore like 2 years ago,
Jack
whatever it was.
Antonoff's friend.
Sure, yeah, it was a friend of
Yeah.
hers.
Yeah.
And they swarmed that poor town, and nobody could go anywhere, and it was like a massive issue. The reality is, no matter where she gets married, people are going to swarm. The only way that she can keep her venue both safe and private for her wedding is factually if there's a lot of security, and there isn't a more secure location than Madison Square Garden. Factually, she's obviously it's not ideal. It's a huge stadium, but if anyone has the money to make MSG look the way she would want it to look for a wedding, it would be Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And it comes with all of the security that comes with, well, one, the MSG security that will keep people out of the building. And two, whenever there's a major event in MSG, NYPD closes off roads, they set up, the barricades, et cetera, et cetera. That's just standard practice at this point for the city. So I think the reason they're doing it is because there was simply no way for them to have a wedding that was secure and was not going to have people trying to break in or sneak in or all that stuff anywhere in Newport. It wasn't going to happen. No offense to the folks over there, that they're just not equipped for that sort of thing. So I think that this was truly, I don't think it's going to be a concert or anything. I think it's genuinely a matter of this is the safest, most secure location that she and he can get married in and celebrate with their friends and not have tons of people, destroy a poor, town in the middle of Rhode Island. So I do think it's happening. I think that's why it's happening, but we'll see.
Does this make anybody worse or better? Like at the end
No.
of the day, if you could afford it, why not? I think I told you I think it costs about $150,000 to rent out Madison Square Garden for anything,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah, anyone
as a
can,
starter.
technically.
So, when you put it that way, Ryan, that would make sense.
Right. Again,
The only
I'm sure
thing,
it's not her ideal, but
but could she also do it at another arena, too?
Yeah, but she lives in New York.
But does she live everywhere? I mean, she
No,
could have the
she lives in New
ability.
York.
Well, she has a house in Rhode Island, right?
Mhm.
I'm sure she has one in Los Angeles. She could go to the Forum or the Staples Center or the new place for the Clippers.
Sure. I mean, yeah, she probably could. I just think maybe
or Nashville. I'm sure there's one.
She has a house in New York. She lives in New York, like officially, I believe that's where she
Like that's
considers
his like
herself
it's
as
like
living.
her permanent main address. Like
I
when
believe
she
that's her current address. I could be wrong about that.
like when she files
yes.
taxes.
It's in New
This
York.
is
Yeah.
where okay.
Yeah.
So I think that honestly, she's in New York
She
anyway.
loves New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think again, but you're right. Technically, she could do it anywhere. She's got plenty of money, but she's already in town because she lives there, so might as well, right? And all her friends are going to be, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a lot of people at this wedding, like actually invited people too, and they're going to be from all over. New York has the infrastructure to host all of these other famous people.
Yeah, 1,200 doesn't seem to be it's light work for what they experienced.
For what they would, yeah, exactly. I mean, think about this.
Also, aren't the city like usually like isn't the emptiest usually like the weekend of the 4th because people are in the Hamptons and all
Well,
that
I
stuff?
genuinely also think so.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and I were talking about
No
that
one
part of
rich
it.
no one rich stays in New York during the summer.
Right. And so my wife and I were talking about that too. And I think because she's with me, she thinks it was a security thing, but she's like, why would they pick the 3rd of July? It's so random. I'm like, again, if their whole goal is to try and keep folks who are not supposed to be there from, crashing their wedding, picking a weekend that almost all of them are going to be busy
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. And the 3rd of July is a weekend where it is literally like a week. It's a Friday, I believe. No,
It is Friday. It's Friday.
It's a
this
Friday, yeah.
It's next
So
Friday.
The
A
3rd
week
is
from
Friday,
this,
yeah.
a
Next
week from
Friday.
today.
Yeah, so it's a
Is the
Friday. It's
day.
like that is literally everyone's busy, everyone's traveling to go for the 4th away for the 4th of July or to go to the beach or whatever. So if you're picking a location that's safe in a time where everyone's going to be busy, that's literally that's what she did.
Yeah, no World Cup games across the river. I was just double checking. The one thing, this wouldn't be the first wedding at Madison Square Garden.
Really?
There's
Who
two.
else did it? Oh.
There's two other ones.
Was it like a mass wedding sort of thing?
So the first one was in 1974. Who do you think got married at Madison Square Garden in 1974? It wouldn't make sense.
1974?
Just take a guess. Who do you think took the time to get married back then? Give me 1 second.
Didn't one of the Ford kids marry one of the Nixon kids?
I think
In
they
the
got married.
70s?
I
That
think they
makes
got
sense.
married on the White House lawn.
Yeah,
I
probably.
remember that from the
probably.
from
But
the
I was like,
Ken Burns
that makes
Vietnam War doc. No, Sly and the Family Stones. Sly Stone got married to model Kathy Sylvia in front of 20,000 fans for a sold-out concert and wedding in 1974. That really happened.
To be clear, I don't think Taylor Swift is going to do a sold-out concert and wedding. But you know what? As Sly would say, different strokes for different folks.
Come on, that's what I think. If I was
That's
gonna have that
crazy.
point, might as well do it. Literally make it a fanfare
You
event
wanna
with
perform
fireworks.
it?
Walking down she's literally gonna walk down the aisle with the actual spotlights of Madison Square Garden. And, like that's wild. Like coming out of the tunnel of all these people.
I saw a TikTok and it was someone goes, imagine being Travis Kelce and having to write your vows to the Taylor Swift. Like,
hey, maybe they'll do
they
something
were like
traditional.
talking about that.
Maybe they'll do like the
tradition
to us part. Yeah, we don't know. They might just do the normal ones.
So in Madison Square Garden, there is this what's the word I'm looking for? This loft elevator that every single person who's ever had a concert ever has gone up, and I'm sure she has, and she will do it as
for her wedding day. Well, hey, you know what? Maybe Travis will do it this time since she's already done.
See up in the. That's so crazy. You just see up. There's the rafters of all the great Knicks and Rangers and Harry Styles for some reason and Billy Joel.
I didn't understand the Harry Styles one.
To this day,
don't. Billy Joel made sense.
Right
he had the residence. Billy Joel had the residency. That made sense. But
again, this is literally my favorite building. I've said it countless times. The two places of pop culture and sports coming together as one. And it's not going to get moved after the new Penn Station approval that they're just going to rebuild that. And like,
now your new favorite person.
Yeah, I genuinely support this. I don't think anything's wrong. Maybe in another life we'll be one of the 1,200 to get in. And I figured they would just do the floor seats for a concert, right? They would just use the one.
That would be my guess. Is they're not going to. I'm just thinking
about the setup,
actual stands or whatever.
I don't know if we ever will. We don't have to.
They built the stage.
It's just
like she sent it out to her stage people to build. I was reading something about that.
And just like, who's the band? Is it her band? Like
that would be interesting.
And then
imagine if it's a DJ, but it's like Marshmello.
I know, right? Like, I guess the actual. You might as well have had the reception there.
Oh,
where else you're gonna go?
Yeah, no, really, the whole thing would be there.
Once everyone's in, they're gonna let people like leave. Like I think once you're like out, you're out.
Yeah, no,
and
they're
like
definitely
if you were
doing
an actual
there.
Madison Square Garden employee, Is that one of your jobs now? You gotta go. The popcorn
Security
guy.
for sure has to go. I don't think the popcorn...
like the bartenders is the actual ones who just work. That's the greatest tip day ever.
Yeah,
ever.
If I'm the
you
popcorn
might be set
guy,
for life.
If I'm the popcorn guy, I'm hoping that they decide to lean into it. And also, if I'm Taylor Swift, I am leaning into it. I'm 100%.
Madison Square Garden has the best popcorn in the world.
I am 100%. If I'm
gotta
her,
be one of the bartenders there.
And if I'm her and I'm doing this, I'm 100% having people walk around with the beer here, and I'm definitely having popcorn vendors. We're definitely having MSG cater it. That's what I would do. I don't know that that's what she's gonna do, but I would have like that's so perfect. And honestly, like you talk about the merging of pop culture and sports, and of course MSG being like kind of the main focal point of that. But think about the couple. A dynasty. Well, besides that, I'm saying a dynasty football player,
Hall
MVP,
of Famer,
not
two
Hall of Famer, not MVP, but yeah. And then you got obviously, inarguably the biggest pop star currently active. It's like they're literally also a meeting of sports and pop culture through their wedding. So why not do it at the stadium that does that better than anywhere else?
Yeah, arena. And then they have to have the organist. The organist has been there for 35 years. He has to do it. He has to. That has to be an ultimate payday.
I love how Matt is planning this wedding. Matt is like, I actually know how to do this. You need to call someone and be like, you've got a week.
Do you think,
but
when you walk,
this.
so when you first walk in Madison Square Garden, it's actually a building to the arena. So where you have the shops, right? Are you going to put Taylor stuff there? You're going to put Kelsey. You're going to put Kelsey. Are you going to put the Kelsey jerseys and stuff?
That's where the gift tables are.
Does the house lights actually come off, but just start like?
No, probably not. They're probably going to do a pretty static light, I would assume. I don't think they're going to use the spotlights and stuff. Maybe for this, maybe they'll do a spotlight dance actually. So true story though. Allison wouldn't know this, but Matt would because he was there. I got married in an old theater. Obviously not nearly as big as Madison Square Garden. And they had already converted it to be a wedding venue by the time I did it. But it was a theater where I went to school that I actually saw shows in. And I didn't pay for the extra, but you could do a spotlight dance at the theater because they still had the working spotlight where they had all the lights. And they would turn down the lights and someone would go up and they would operate the spotlight like they used to do for shows when it was still a theater. So that's not uncommon. Like a spotlight dance is something that people can pay extra money to do. Hers would just be at MSG.
And it's a special life. And the last thing I have to, two things. Obviously, your best man will be Jason Kelsey, the one brother. You like to think. Who is Taylor's maid of honor? Does she have siblings?
So there's Abigail. Abigail is her friend, like her OG friend from high school. So that I would say her or Selena, probably.
She doesn't have a sister or anything like that?
No, she has a brother.
She has a brother.
Oh, okay.
I knew that. Someone didn't watch the Disney Channel documentary, Matthew.
I'm afraid not.
That's his next task. Now that he's becoming a super fan.
Exactly. Let's
the
continue
the docu-series actually was so good. I cried so hard for some of it.
There was some good.
I want a Last Dance version of Taylor's career, but no, not really, because it's still going.
Yeah, I can't do Last Dance yet.
But in another time down the road. And the other wedding, by the way, the Unification Church held a massive wedding. The Reverend Sun Myung Moon officiated a historic mass for
the Moonies.
I guess I don't know.
That's that's their thing.
They
do. It's a religion, but some people call it a cult. I think it's probably more of a cult than a religion. But yeah, they do these.
Well, they
massive,
got married there.
Yeah, they do this all the time. They get like a lot of people together and they do like a massive wedding where everyone gets married at the same time. That was that's their thing. When you said that it happened,
I'm glad Taylor and Travis ended that streak. That was the last one that happened in '82.
Oh yeah, we need to get back to the entertainers marrying their celebrity wives like Sly. I was shocked when you said Sly. I was sure you're going to mention the Moonies, and I was like, who the hell was the second person?
Well, another time. But congratulations to Travis and Taylor, likely getting married at the Garden. We will see in a week if it actually comes true. All right, everybody. My next question is to Allison. Allison, I have a big question for you. Are you ready?
I'm nervous.
I promise not bad. You please tell us, Allison, out of all the Grand Theft Autos, which one is your favorite? The video game.
There's multiple?
Well, there's gonna be 6, but
Yeah, we're on
6 and a bunch
now.
of spin-offs.
I'll pick number 4.
That's a great choice. It happens to be Liberty City, based on New York,
which is my favorite. Which is my favorite game, actually, in the Grand Theft Auto series.
Okay, since I picked good.
Nico Bellic.
It is a great one. Honestly, we're probably the most underrated game at this point. But I'm GTA 5 personally, and I like San Andreas. But here it is, everybody. The Grand Theft Auto official cover is out. And with that, we have these characters that will be synonymous for the next few, like 5 years, right? There's like a big debate who bigger than that. Yeah, and these will all somehow will relate to the game. It's gonna be in Vice City in the Grand Theft Auto world.
Well, they're actually making it bigger than just Vice City now. They've made it even more.
Wait, I thought all Grand Theft Auto things, like, they were just, you got to make your people.
What?
They're like actual characters.
Fortunately, no created. Well, on the online version,
online is you create your own person, but not in the games proper. They have characters and stories. But what's cool is Vice City. Have you ever played Vice City, Matt? Like the OG Vice City?
Yeah, I played it at your place. I played them all. I played them all.
Okay, I was about to say, because I had that game. That's all right. So I loved Vice City too, forever. And I guess it's Vice City, which is Miami, for anyone who's curious. They have that in this game, but they've also got the rest of Florida, or the rest of Florida, obviously. That's a huge place, but they've got like an Everglades area. They've got like a bunch of different parts of Florida, not just. So they're calling it Leonida is the name of the state. So like,
that's with that. So it's going to be expanded. And we've been waiting 13 years for this, but we have a release date. We have a cover, and now the internet is going crazy. Pre-orders were today. Rockstar made $3.9 billion dollars today that already paid for the game, and it's not coming out for another 5 months. This is going to change the world. Most likely, the tweet cap on November 19th, I think that would be a Tuesday. So what? That would be whatever.
How much
the 22nd. Well, I'll give you the facts on it really quick. But here we go, everybody. GTA 6 is ready. Already made $3.9 billion already in pre-orders before you could buy the freaking thing. And by the way, to answer your question, $80 for the standard version, $100 for the ultimate version. But so what's going to happen? The physical version, GTA 6, will have a code in a box. Originally, that was the original idea. Then the internet got so angry and the controversy grew so much that Rockstar did announce that with not only, by the way, retailers were threatening to boycott the game and people were mad. Rockstar said next month in December you can have a physical disc, so that will solve that problem. That will happen the next month, December 2026. This is just an art cover reveal. It got 10 million views on YouTube just to show a cover. That's it. And literally 13 years of we got this before GTA 6. We got that before GTA 6. Will come to an end now. But GTA is here. And all it's about is the hype now. And there is no freaking way this game will not be as epic. I am extremely confident that this will be one of the greatest games of all time, if not the greatest.
So what do they do after this?
Get ready for GTA 6 and 15, 7 and you do GTA 7 and 15.
Eventually they'll hit a ceiling. Surely the games can only
until we die. We're gonna keep going. It might be decades. It might be, but
because you can expand Liberty City and you can do more of New York. That I guess if you're really interested in seeing Buffalo, but in GTA world, but like you're almost out of stuff. I guess they had. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited for this game. I don't know if I'm $80 excited. But I am
You could
excited
start
for the
saving now.
I'm gonna have to.
I'm so
$80.
excited.
Yes, even Allison excited. That's how you
Hey,
know.
if I could save the money, I'll try and pre-order it so I can
mean,
have played it
3.9
before
billion in a day. They could get another billion tomorrow.
They
I'm
probably
literally not
will.
That's a
kidding.
lot of money.
Well, there will be a
We love our video
pause.
games.
There will be a pause. Like the
This is
first
just
few
pre-orders.
days, right?
So
So the first
probably
few
when you
days will
vote,
be pre-order,
yeah,
and then
you
it'll pause for a while, and then once the game comes out, they're gonna make another gazillion dollars as everyone who didn't buy a pre-order sees the content online, hears about the game on influencers, all that stuff, and then buys the game. That's usually how it goes. It's like
still waiting for gameplay footage though, which we haven't gotten yet. But that's going to be a huge drop.
It's coming out when again officially? December?
It's November
October,
19th
right?
when the game
Oh,
is when it
November.
comes out.
Yeah. So
December is when you could get a disc, which I personally have no. Why are you people
why do
pissed
you
off
need a
about a
disc?
disc?
That's crazy. But no, to me it's like there's no way the game's not done. It's June,
You think they're
July,
still
August, September. 6 months. I mean, maybe they're doing some patches or whatever, but there's no way they don't have gameplay footage. So the fact that they
available
haven't
to show
right,
it to
yes,
the public.
yeah.
I thought
Exactly.
you meant like, yeah, they're not done yet. It's like that is wild.
Well, no, yeah, I
they
mean,
can't do this. This has been pushed back 2 years now.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna be pushed back. But I'm saying it's out in November, so they certainly have gameplay footage. I don't know why I mean, maybe they're just gonna use it to kind of spike sales every few months. Be like, all right, sales have slowed down. Let's drop gameplay footage. And then be like, all right, sales have slowed down. Let's, drop the disc pre-order. And then finally in November, the game will drop. And that's when they'll make more money than any game company has ever made ever.
I think they said when GTA 5 came out in 2013, it was the highest amount of people who called out of work that day ever. And this is going to do it again.
Until the Knicks parade.
No, because think about
it's
the Knicks parade, but
in the
every
whole
state.
world.
Yeah, but the whole world. If every single city in the world had a Knicks parade.
By the way, November 19th is actually a Thursday.
Interesting.
The week before Thanksgiving will be when
this
game comes
GTA.
out. Yeah, honestly. This is going to be honestly really big deal. It really is. Like, not even kidding. And I'm hyped. I don't have a PS5. I will get it for this. I haven't had it. And that's been PS5 what? Been around for 5 years. I haven't gotten to it. But I will get it.
Stop making Xboxes, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna have to play. You have no choice but to get a PS5.
Well, no, they still make things for Xbox.
Or you'll have to wait. So you can the platforms will be
years.
Yes, the platforms will be PS5, Xbox Series XS.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be the one thing that alone will keep that console alive.
Yeah, no. That's what I think. I believe they don't plan on stopping making games for it. They just aren't making any more consoles until I guess the technology gets better, where they feel like it's actually worth it. I don't know. I didn't read too much into it, but yeah, my Xbox still works.
Well,
I miss Nintendo DSs. Those were the best.
Could you imagine?
Those were fun.
If you tried to run a game
those were so fun. You could chat people. You could play like Cooking Mama. That game slapped.
Cooking Mama. I remember Cooking Mama.
I missed out.
You could get the app on your iPhone too.
Oh, that's great.
iDogs. Did you have or not iDogs?
Yes.
Nintendogs. Yeah, I had a Nintendog.
So fun.
I had a real dog too, but I also had a Nintendog. Man.
Or you could like do those chat rooms if you were like near another DS. You could like send like not
airdrop.
Me and my brother would chat through our DSs, and which is crazy because we were in the same house. But yeah, if you tried to run GTA on a DS, it would explode.
Yeah.
The loading screen would explode.
Oh no. Well, stay safe out there. And yeah, we'll definitely talk about GTA 6 later on this year. But Allison did conveniently talk about the Knicks. And I don't know if you guys are excited about the German guard Jack Cahill, who was just drafted by the Knicks, or Vanderbilt forward Tyler Nickel, but they've joined the squad. So go get ready to repeat. The plan is set. But no, that's not what we'll talk about here. You know, me and Bach will talk about that. But we're talking about the parade once again, and you remember this genius. And now learning more about her, we can see how much of a genius she really is. This woman who stole, first of all, poured all of this garbage out on the streets during the Knicks parade.
Yeah.
One more time.
Yeah.
That too. Well, I hope the garbage can was worth it, because that woman was identified and fired from her job. That is Angie Baez, 40 years old. She was identified by the New York Post, and she had a great job. She was the executive director of community and industry engagement, a DEI hire, the executive DEI hire at JPMorgan Chase. What a year that
well,
bank
to be
has
clear,
had.
Not DEI hire, but of
yeah, she
DEI.
was in charge. Yes,
she was in charge of DEI. Yes,
she was in charge of balancing the workers out.
Yes,
for diversity. And you know what? She had to at least, I think it was reported she made $250,000 a year.
She's an executive at JPMorgan. Of course, she makes a ton of money.
And
all for a garbage can.
She could have paid $160 She could have bought hundreds of those garbage cans.
She could have spray painted her own way. Like,
And she got a $75 littering fine, and $100 and $100 New York sanitation fine as well.
Yeah.
So she lost her job, got $175 of tickets, and is, looked like a fool. I hope it was worth it, Angie. You could have literally just bought it. And I'm sorry.
They do sell them now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's one thing to call people like that, but what's wrong with you?
Wonder if I make $250,000 a year. Oh, brother.
I know, right? What the hell you have to steal a trash can for? You can hire somebody hire somebody to take out your trash.
Exactly. You could have help.
My thing is, as a general rule, I don't like when people get punished for conduct outside of work at work. That being said, and I've seen a lot of people kind of talking like that way about this, but like, I feel like we have to be like, she didn't like say something bad or like post a mean tweet. She stole.
Yeah,
it was stealing. Like,
and she got
listen. If you got fired for littering, if I got fired for littering, I'd have an actual conniption. I would literally, the things I would say would be completely out of bounds, because that's not a fireable offense. I'm sorry, it's not. It's a dick move, and she looks like an absolute, horrendous woman for just littering all over the city. But you can't fire someone for littering. You can fire someone for stealing, though. She did steal it. It wasn't her. They're not for public use. I mean, they're public use, but not for public ownership. She can't just walk away with the trash can. I'm like, if she had broken into a store and stole something and got caught, she would also have lost her job. It's stealing, and you lose. If you get caught stealing, you have legal repercussions, and almost 100% of the time, your company's going to fire you. So, like, I get what people are coming from. Like, oh, why are we firing people for stuff they did outside of work? But, like, it's stealing. Like, that's a felony sometimes. This one wasn't, but still, I don't know.
They probably did do the lowest offense they could.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm sure they did.
She now looks like an idiot for this.
Well, she was an idiot.
Forever.
Again, you could have just bought the damn thing. Or like Allison said, just buy one and spray paint it. And just...
But they started
this
selling
was so
them because
preventable.
she stole it.
This was so preventable.
Yeah. No, it is. Truly.
What a tragedy, huh?
Please don't steal. Strong word, but
maybe for her. I mean, every time she looks
definitely
at that,
for her.
Every time she looks at that,
the trash can, she's gonna think about how she's got no way to pay her rent. Yeah.
She's gonna have trauma from trash cans. She's gonna freak out.
The thing is self-inflicted trauma, so you can't. I mean, you feel bad, but not that bad. because no one else
Not
took the
that
trash
bad.
can. I
You had 250,000 a year.
No
And
one
you're
else
telling
stole a
me?
trash can that we saw, I should say.
Yeah, right. Nobody went viral for it. There's probably other people who stole trash cans.
That being
We just
said,
didn't see.
if she sells it, she'll probably make a lot of money, which she'll need now because she's out of a job.
The very trash can that was
The
stolen.
infamous trash can, yeah.
And can you please give me $250,000 for it? So at least I can have a year to figure this out.
No, she'll settle for like rent and a half, probably.
Nobody should pay more than $20 for a trash can anyways, but
well, now it's infamous.
Yeah, trash cans are actually so expensive, guys. Like,
yeah.
I remember when we moved, Olivia and I were literally looking at trash cans and we're like, why are trash cans so expensive?
It's because
like,
you were doing it wrong. You go outside,
and
you just dump the closest trash can and you bring it inside.
I'm gonna do
That's
it.
what they're for.
Well, just make sure no one has a camera on you, Allison, because clearly there's
I'll lose my job. Not 250,000 a year, but but I need my money. I need it.
Unbelievable. Especially for those tuitions. And everybody give you huge congratulations. Allison officially enrolled in Brooklyn College to get another master's degree. I don't know what's the specific one, if you don't mind us asking.
Yeah, so I'm doing a master's in community health with a specialization in thanatology, which is like the study of the death, the dying, and the bereaved. So,
I literally just learned about what that was literally 3 weeks ago. Fascinating. I spent an entire Saturday reading about that.
I'm so excited.
Such an interesting. Like I didn't realize it was a thing that you could study.
6 feet under. Were they all
kind of, yeah, but like there's like the whole study of like again grieving, bereavement, of dying and stuff. It's just very interesting.
Like
lots of stuff
steps that happen before you die and like the process you go through and yeah, I have to like volunteer. One of the programs you have to volunteer for is like palliative care at like a hospital. So basically you're like volunteering in hospice with like people who are like literally gonna die. But I work with dying people every day and like specifically kids. So I kind of want to focus like one of the classes I'm taking like my first semester is death and children. So I think that will be like very interesting because I'm around that already, but it'll be cool to like explore deeper into that subject. So
amazing to see. Well, we're very happy for you. And
so if you guys hear me go on tangents about death, I'm sorry. Or if I ask you questions, we'll have a whole productive conversation about just death.
All right, guys. Just want to read a quick sponsor. This episode is excuse me. So a new so we have a new sponsor. This episode is fueled by Booty Sweat, the only energy drink bold enough to ask, why settle for the regular sweat? Whether you're crushing a workout, surviving Monday morning, or just trying to stay awake through another 3-hour meeting, crack open a can of Booty Sweat. It's got enough questionable ingredients to make you feel unstoppable, or at least convince you that you are. Booty Sweat. Hydration is temporary. Swagger is forever.
Perfect. Thank you to the folks at Booty Sweat.
Yes, everybody. Just quickly. This is Booty Sweat.
Yes.
You seen Tropic Thunder?
I have, yes. As soon as you said Booty Sweat, I know what you're talking about.
All right.
Man. Simple Jack.
These next two are back segments. This actually, I personally am excited for this. So everybody remembers 2015, 2016, Hamilton.
Yeah.
That whole phenomenon, huge around here. Those songs have lived on. I feel like, the greatest city in the world. I think it's called, is it New York? And then,
I mean, yeah, it's about New York. Yeah.
I forgot what the name, it's another song about New York.
The Schuyler Sisters is the name of that song, technically.
That, My Shot, all of that, highest grossing Broadway show ever type of stuff. Big deal. Has anyone seen Hamilton or a version of it or the movie?
Every time I try watching it, I fall asleep, guys.
Well,
I'm just gonna be straight up. And that's
I listened to the album before it was a movie, and then I did watch the movie once it came out.
Yeah, and the movie as in a filmed stage production.
Yeah, filmed stage production. This is true. I saw half of it. in a very unlikely place. Do you remember we covered it on the show when somebody uploaded the entire thing, like they snuck in their camera and filmed it, uploaded it to Pornhub?
Really?
Yeah. It went viral, so that's why I went to see if it was there, and it was there. And I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, I'm in the public. I can't have this browser open. And then when I got home to watch the rest of it, it was pulled. There was a copyright on it, obviously. So
Unbelievable. Well, Lin-Manuel Miranda, the man who wrote the show, he finally announced his follow-up to that. It'll be 12 years since Hamilton was released, and his next musical will be an adaptation of the 1979 cult classic film, The Warriors. I love The Warriors. You guys seen that?
I have,
What
yeah.
is that?
I'm curious how they're gonna do it.
The Warriors.
For,
All right,
for
folks.
musical.
So, Allison, The Warriors, you'll love it, especially being in New York. So the movie is about a street gang. They're a street gang named the Warriors. They're from the Bronx, and there's a big meeting of all the street gangs from all 5 boroughs meeting up in the Bronx, and they are having like a big discussion of what's going on, how we running this place, and everything like that. And then there's this guy Tyrus. He was the leader of all the gangs. He gets shot and killed, and they blame the Warriors for killing him. By the way, I skipped a bit. The Warriors are from Coney Island. So the movie is them running from the top of the Bronx all the way back to Coney Island, the top of New York City to the very bottom in the same night to get home safely. That's the movie. It's sick. It's thrilling. It shows the gritty, dark, genuinely dangerous 70s New York City.
Well, yeah.
And it's awesome. Now, it definitely is, for lack of a better term, a guy movie, but I think everybody can like it.
I mean, yeah, I think it's got enough. They've got romantic subplots in there or whatever,
True.
don't they? Yeah. So,
I think they have some female gangs in there too. So,
what I don't know is how they're going to make it a musical.
Well, that's why you have the guy who wrote Hamilton in charge of that.
Family can do it.
The one to figure it out. But Warriors, it will open at the Loup Fontaine Theater in April of 2027, directly across the street from where Hamilton is at the Richard Rogers Theater. So you're gonna Miranda Road. And it's actually a gender flipped version. It's actually all women.
Oh wow.
It started as a concept album that included Lauryn Hill, Nas, Busta Rhymes, Ghostface Killah, RZA, Mark Anthony, Coleman Domingo, Billy Porter, and more. That was in the concept album.
Coleman Domingo sings? I don't think I knew that.
Miranda will not be in the show.
Yeah. Wow.
So he just wrote it. That's it. And yeah, so check that out, and we can see how this all came together. And it's actually based off a book too. So I guess this is actually based on an ancient Greek story that actually happened. So
probably,
yeah. Lin-Manuel Miranda's back. How do you guys think? Do you think it'll be a big hit? You think it's gonna work? And yeah, it's the movie itself isn't a musical, so it's all adapted from the great mind of Lin-Manuel Miranda. I trust he will do a great job. Do you?
I mean, it'd be cool if Lauryn Hill is actually in this at all. I think just the two things. One, it's not a musical, right? Like you said, it's kind of a guy film.
Yeah.
So to make it a musical will be tough, I think. I mean, obviously he's very good. So also because it is a guy film, as you put it, I don't know that the gender flip is gonna go well.
Yes, unfortunately, we do have to, because some people suck who don't like certain things like that. And you know what? Fuck you. A good story is a good story.
Right. I'm sure the actual show will be good. Everyone performing it will be good. That's not really what I mean. I mean, Hamilton, like everybody and their mother saw Hamilton. I don't know that everyone and their mother's gonna want to see a gender flipped Warriors musical. But so I don't think it'll have Hamilton's impact, but I'm sure it will come out good. Like I'm sure it will be a successful piece of writing and music and performance art and all that.
Wow, we already scored it, by the way. USA and Turkey. Already scored in the second minute of the game.
Nice. This is our year. Knock on wood.
Honestly, the way it's looking, the big knockout round. I know our first match will be Bosnia, and I hope we don't lose to them. Bosnia, and I forgot the Bosnia
Harzberg or whatever. Yeah.
But yes, Lin-Manuel Miranda, first show since Hamilton. He will be back on Broadway in the spring. And the other person that's back.
Ooh.
If you absolutely loved the 2000s of the Disney Channel, you probably were happy to see the return of this man. Let me play you on the very great, I will say that, Joe Volpis podcast. We've played his stuff before. I love his stuff. And I have that on mute. So look who's on Joe Volpis' podcast.
How's it feel to be back in front of a camera?
Man, it feels kind of surreal, and this is my first podcast ever.
It's Mitchell Musso, everybody.
He was in jail, wasn't he?
I don't know, but the former Hannah Montana star, who's had a documented rough decade, has resurfaced on a podcast yesterday with some interesting things to say. Mitchell Musso, you know him from Hannah Montana, Life is Rough, the Disney Channel original movie. Yeah. And I don't know what else he's in, but he's got that. But most importantly from Hannah Montana, he returned and discussed what he's been up to. So if you want to I do have some info here. He said, he, just checking in what he's been up to. He did skip the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special, which, to be fair, was stupid. No Emily Osment either. So, unnecessary, but
they were together, weren't they?
Oh, I thought she couldn't make it because she wasn't on a shot.
I thought she was filming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I thought they were together.
Yeah. I was like, did I miss something? I did see it. I was like, I thought I stopped halfway through, but it wasn't for me. But they did ask why he particularly didn't come compared to Osmond, who was filming another show. He said that it was, quote, wasn't presented correctly. He wanted them to do a scripted episode or show, not just an appearance, which I agree. He said, quote, the kid in me was banking on it. Do an episode, do a show. The set is still there. But yes, Ryan, you did mention Musso, unfortunately, did have some legal issues. He had a DUI at 20, was fired by Disney in 2023 after an arrest for public intoxication and theft. The charges were dropped. So he wasn't in jail.
Okay. So he wasn't in jail, but he was
get arrested. But ever since, he's been living a quiet life. He does music now, and you could see him at various conventions. But one thing, like you said right away, Allison, he did look healthy most of all. I wasn't aware of him getting in trouble, but I was nice. It was good to see him holding up and managing well. There was just one quick thing I want to ask. I wanted to show you when he was put on the spot about his relationship with Miley Cyrus. He had this to say. All right. So the question is, what's your relationship like with Miley?
My relationship with Miley? My relationship with Miley has been... She's one of the coolest people.
You want to see?
No.
Too late. She's about to blow. Am I grossing you out? Because I totally understand if you want to transfer your obsession to Mandy Moore. You know, she's blonde again.
No.
Oh, Hannah Montana. I had such a crush when I was in the 7th grade. Let me see. I feel like that was his way with the long pause and not saying something awkward that he doesn't have a relationship with her.
Well, I mean,
there's nothing wrong. Not
obvious.
everybody has a relationship with their co-stars. In fact, that rarely happens, actually. From all the pods and books I've read on the entertainment industry, it's just a coworker and you move on. Some, of course, have actual relationships from it, and other people just move on. But I thought that was the interesting thing. I've listened to the first 20 minutes of that pod, and I'll find out if anything else is interesting from it. But most of all, good to see Mitchell Musso back, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think he should have just said, hey, listen, we were co-stars for a while. It was a lot of fun, but now, we're not really in touch like that anymore. I don't think that that's a bad thing to say. I get why he didn't, because the internet would take that and be all kinds of horrific about it. So he's doing her a solid more than anybody, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, I mean, it's again nice to see that whatever it's 2023, so it's been a few years now. He's seems to be doing better, right?
Yeah.
That's good. He doesn't seem to be having,
I asked Allison this
difficulties
on Instagram. I'll ask you too, Ryan. Do you think he had a crush on her?
In real life?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, I don't.
Listen, Mitchell Musso knows Mitchell Musso better than me, but like I said, I did. I'm sure the other people did. Or Emily Osment.
I mean, so, and obviously it's been, fucking forever since I've even thought about Mitchell Musso. But like, there was a time where they were really pushing this kid. I mean, he's 34, so he's older than us now, but this kid to be like a big star.
They want him to be like a Zac Efron, yeah.
Right. And so I feel like if Disney puts that much fuel behind you, you're not worried about, oh, it's Miley Cyrus. You're worrying about Mitchell Musso. That would be if it were me. If I were him, I would have been focused on me, because Disney was trying to make me a big old star. And why would I be focusing on who I have a crush on? I'd be focused on being a big star. You can have a crush on people once you're world famous. You know what I mean?
I think I mentioned this recently. The Boy Meets World podcast with Sean Topanga and Eric. I know this characters' names. I can't think of the actors' name. But it came out that even though we had Corey and Topanga this whole time on the show, that she was crushing on Sean the whole time behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. I think Allison even mentioned you could totally tell, like, from the various scenes. But I guess such is life. I watched a whole 2-hour YouTube video on the history of that show. Number one, it's like, wow, this show is dark. This show really trusted kids with these extremely mature topics.
Well, back in the day,
it was actually
fun.
And it was actually funny. There actually was funny stuff I cracked up to be. And Mr. Feeney still riding high, so good stuff there.
Allison, do you remember the song Speed Dial by Mitchell Musso?
Speed Dial? What?
No, that's the only Mitchell Musso song that I remember.
I didn't know that.
He's a singer now, but yeah, in 2009 was his
self-titled
album. Yeah. Tell me how am I supposed to get you off my mind? I don't remember all the words.
It was about Miley.
So I guess in the meanwhile, I'm taking you off speed dial. Tell me how am I supposed to get you off my mind? That's the only one of his songs that I remember. That's the only one I know. But
Ryan was a big fan.
It's funny how these things can last for long. Not funny how I don't love the way to carry on.
Doesn't sound that bad, I guess.
I mean,
he sounds rough.
It was 2009. So
he sounds bad. I'll say it.
Mitchell,
2009. So you know.
Oh boy.
Oh whoa! Mason Musso is.
Yeah, from
the lead vocalist of Metro Station.
But where did
That's
they
his brother
going either? Where did he go? Where did they one hit wonder? To be fair.
Yeah, no, for sure. But and it's what's it called? It was that's with Cyrus too. That's fun. Metro Station had both Cyrus and a Musso.
Metro Station.
Same with Anna Montana. Those families are very united.
Listen, I have to take this in a different direction really quick.
Yeah.
But that was fun. Very, very fun. Just 2 quick sports-related stories. First, sometimes we are our own worst enemy. And the WNBA is its own worst enemy. So the WNBA released a commemorative 30th anniversary poster this week. Somehow, the most famous player in the league's history, and yes, I will go as far as to say the most famous player in the league's history, did not make the cut. The WNBA released its 30th anniversary poster on Wednesday featuring 30 players across the league's history, 1 per team. The Indiana Fever's representative was my personal favorite, WNBA player Sophie Cunningham, but she's a bench player ultimately. And they picked her over Caitlin Clark on this. The day after, coincidentally, we saw another flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark, where we have this sports image of her against the Phoenix Mercury choking her and all that, and the hard flagrant fouls continue, and the hating on Clark continues, and I just don't get it, people. I mean, I see we can have assumptions that you're just are jealous of the most famous women's basketball player in this world. And if you want to throw all these other controversial topics, you want to throw the race, if you want to throw the sexual orientation as if that shit matters. But Caitlin Clark is the one thing that can bring more eyeballs to your sport. And literally at a time where you sign a new CBA and a time where you added some new teams and a time where you might have some momentum to get people interested in this sport for the summer, and the one person responsible for any of that, and you disregard her celebrating your league's history. Like, come on. This is why shit like this is why the WNBA isn't taken seriously. Like, come on. I'm sorry. And it genuinely bothers me to say that. But when you're doing all this stuff, not protecting her, not having officials do their job like this, it makes you wonder. And I've heard people throw out the idea that she shouldn't even play in the WNBA. Do you blame her at this point? And those looking at the who was curious about the poster, this is it. No Sophie Cunningham, even though that's my favorite right here. It genuinely is a disgrace. And when is enough for her? I feel for her. I really do.
My thing is, as a general rule, I don't think it's smart to turn down the biggest moneymaker or whatever that you can have in your field. So obviously the most money you could theoretically make in women's basketball is for the WNBA by and large. But I do think that there's stuff more important than money, getting flagrants all over every game. That's no good for her health, no good for the longevity of her career. And I was saying this to you, she's got an opportunity now that she's not going to have again. Next year? No, 2028, summer of 28. The world's coming back to America for the Olympics. That includes, of course, men's and women's basketball, Olympics basketball.
In Los Angeles this year.
In Los Angeles, that's right. She needs to be on that team. She does not need to be in the WNBA to be on that team. I think if she were smart, she would find something else to do for 2 years, training for that team. Overseas, again, they have I don't know if you want to join the Unrivaled or whatever the hell that's called, the 3-on-3 women's league that the two Breanna Stewart started. But I don't know if it's better, because if it's all just WNBA players, they're going to just flagrant you there too. And then obviously she did have a huge contract offer 2 years ago from a men's basketball league. Obviously that comes with some risks when it comes to her playing, but I think she needs to spend some time playing somewhere else, make a big show of leaving the WNBA, and then show up on that women's team in gold medal, preferably. And then she'll be the biggest star in basketball again. And this time, she won't need the WNBA. She'll be an Olympian. And they won't have access to her. So they won't be able to use her to sell their product, which is fine, because now they have her and they refuse to use her. So you might as well go make yourself bigger elsewhere. If it was an Olympic season, I would not suggest doing this, because there's really no good way to have a career outside of this. But you can make a lot of money in 3 years, culminating with a gold medal. I think that's what she should do. Truthfully, I really don't think she should stay. There's no benefit to her staying.
Again, all I have to say now, when you lose revenue, when you lose viewership, when you have more people not taking your league seriously, it's stuff like this.
Well, I'm like
where you all made your own bed. Stupid stuff, man.
So my thing, honest though, is like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Like, I'm not even going to sit here and say, oh, they have to respect her because she's their biggest star. I mean, I think that's true, but whatever. Like, they don't have to build the league around her if they don't want to. It's their league. But the way she's being treated is beyond just, we're not focusing on you. You know what I mean? Like, they're not focusing on her either, but like, these players are kind of kicking her ass. Like, hard. Like, they are playing her hard. And it's not, she's already been hurt before. She keeps taking massive shots. Like, that's not good for the longevity of your career. You know what I mean? And why risk your career for a league that doesn't promote you? Like, they don't have to promote her, but it's unsafe to play and there's no benefit because they're not even using you. So why stay? That's my thing. It's like, I don't care.
Just win a championship and go after that.
If they think
they'll probably get in the Basketball Hall of Fame. It actually your college career counts for that too.
Oh, interesting. But like Paige, whatever her name is, Beckers. Like, if they want her to be the face of the league for some reason, fine, go for it. Like, that's up to you. That's a marketing decision and executive decision
or my
for TV.
Favorite, Sophie Cunningham.
So,
that's
right, if you want Sophie Cunningham to be the league, then that's fine.
My
the marketing
Instagram
people
is
can
at
do
Matt
that.
Brown 300.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, if you need a new friend, I'll take that.
Mine is also at Matt Brown 300. So if you like either one of us, there you go. But anyway,
the dream.
But the point being, right? The point being, they have these people and they can push who they want as the face. But if you're getting beat up like that, you better be making some serious money from the league. And she's currently like, the league doesn't want her. The players in the league don't want her. So why is she there? That's my thing. Nobody wants her.
Why do we hate on successful women so much? Both men and women.
In fairness, though, these are all other successful women. It's not.
But why is it when there's somebody at a caliber, like we can even say Taylor Swift, for example, Caitlin Clark, whoever, why is it when you become such a high class, I guess, caliber in your league or in your area of expertise, why is it men and women start hitting you from all angles?
Well, I don't think men hate Caitlin Clark. I mean, you're right about Taylor Swift.
I'm sure in some retrospect.
There's always someone who you can always find someone who hates someone. But
I was talking to somebody about this literally earlier, and they brought up a good question. Like, why is it we always say like women support women and we want all this and we want feminism, we want equality, and we want all these things, but then when there is a woman such as Caitlin Clark who becomes successful in an expertise such as basketball in the WNBA, other women want to bring her down like she's this huge problem.
Because they want to, my guess is they would like to be Caitlin Clark. They'd like to be the one that gets pushed as the future of women's basketball. I would argue that you can't beat that position out of somebody necessarily, but that seems to be the tact they're taking. And I don't know everything I know about her. It doesn't seem like she's got like a horrible attitude. I mean, she's got some attitude. They all kind of do. If you're a pro athlete, you have to have confidence.
If I was getting beat up and pushed around the way she was,
well, but I mean, separate from that. I mean, like all pro athletes have a bit of an attitude because they're professional athletes. They're competitive 100%. And all that. But like, she doesn't seem like egregiously so. So I don't think it's like I don't think she rubbed anybody the wrong way personally. I think it's really just a lot of folks ignored the league, and then she came along and they didn't ignore the league anymore. And I think that just pissed off a lot of the people who were there when the league was ignored. And so their goal is to ground the person who was giving the league energy to prove I don't know what. But unfortunately, all that's going to do is make the league irrelevant again. If they were good enough to carry the league, like to rating success, they would have done it, and then nobody would have cared about Caitlin Clark. Like that's the irony of it all. It's like they're trying to prove, oh, she's not that big a deal, but all they're doing is proving, oh, she's not that big a deal, and no one's watching anymore. Like everyone wanted to watch for her. Yeah.
Like I said, you're your own worst enemy, and you deserve this.
Well,
all of you.
We'll see.
Except Sophie.
Except right. Sophie.
But that's for another time. In another life. But anyways, I hope it works out, man. Somehow, some way.
Currently not. So
so it was actually another added story to this. I had to. The New York Times released a 5,000-word piece on Dianna Russini.
Yeah, Dianna Russini.
Basically giving their perspective on what they decided to do with her regarding the Russini-Vrabel scandal. So Dianna Russini, reporter for The Athletic, owned by the New York Times, and previously ESPN and NFL Network. Well, she was a little dooba-dooba with the Patriots head coach.
Dooba-dooba?
She was having an affair and cheating on her husband with her kids, and he was cheating on his wife with his kids around. Russini and Vrabel had a 6-year affair, and it was blown out of proportion and caught this spring at a Sedona tap house. At a Sedona romantic resort in Sedona, Arizona, right?
That would have made it so much worse if it was a Sedona tap house.
They probably did go to a Sedona tap house somewhere in those 6
somewhere.
Years. But The Athletic, she resigned from The Athletic. They still did their investigation. And this is basically an update of what's going on. So Russini has said nothing publicly since resigning from The Athletic in April, but text messages she sent to a New York Times reporter in May were published in the piece after she tried, unsuccessfully, to declare them off the record. Simply, so if you don't know anything on a journalistic point, if you simply say this is on the record or this is off the record, then you can use their quotes. That's all you got to do.
You can use their name for their quote, yeah.
Right. You just have to say on the record, off the record. That's it. Yeah. I've always found that rule hilarious. Anyone could just say, I didn't say that. I mean, of course, even you don't even have to have it recorded.
Yeah, but they do say that. That happens all the time. I know.
Exactly. But that's just, I find that hilarious. But
it's why we have all of our laws. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah. She called herself a, quote, former journalist in the text. She cited that she was under intense scrutiny and personal attacks, which, to be fair, that's enough. That's enough. You don't have to do that. You don't have to personally attack her. I mean, she definitely ruined her life, but, don't add insult to injury, right? Mm-hmm. New York Times revealed that Russini was earning close to $800,000 annually.
Jesus.
One of the highest paid journalists in the entire New York Times.
That's crazy.
The piece opened with a story from a January podcast where Russini admitted to FaceTiming an NFL coach to get out of a speeding ticket. New York Times calls that unacceptable conduct. Multiple analysts believe the New York Times piece is essentially a pre-announcement appetizer before The Athletic releases its internal investigation results. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Finally put this to a close. But how do we feel about the pre-Russini investigation results?
So that kind of bothers me. Because let's just be honest. If Adam Schefter got pulled over, he would absolutely call a fucking player or a coach to get out of the
ticket. You think so? He's like, hey, look at me with George Kittle.
Yeah, right. If San Francisco PD pulls him over, he'd be like, yo, you want to talk to Brock Purdy right now? Like, I 100% believe he would do that.
That's a bad cop. You let that happen.
Well, again,
I'm just saying in general.
I'm saying it's not a murder case. You're speeding.
I wouldn't even think that at the moment. That's just me personally.
Maybe, but I don't think that that's a big deal. I'll be honest with you. Like, is it the most professional thing you can do? No, obviously not. You're obviously using your position to get out of a ticket. Do you know how many people far less famous than Dianna Russini use whatever leverage they have to get out of a speeding ticket? It's a near universal experience. Like, I have absolutely been in the car with folks in my family who have used people in my family that we don't even talk to anymore to get out of tickets. Be like, you know, so and so, he's a cop over in names random town over, they're like, oh yeah. Boom. Ticket dismissed. That is common. So now she did sleep with Mike Vrabel. And I think that's the big issue. But if this investigation is going to be just a bunch of character attacks on her and very little about the fact that she slept with Mike Vrabel and who else maybe she was sleeping with to gain information for stories, then this is a waste of everybody's time. I mean, it'll be great for podcasts, it'll be great for the Twitter memes, but I don't care that she called somebody.
But that's the thing, though. This is just the start.
That's
in a few weeks, that's when we'll have our full finale on Russini. And in all seriousness, the one thing I know, the juicy, another USA goal, good stuff, the juiciness of this gossip. At the end of the day, we really do need to know if she really tampered with these coaches and inside information, because that'll open up Pandora's box.
Problem. Yeah.
Especially for the fact that the NFL themselves don't decide to release this. The NFL themselves decide not to investigate it. This article needs to come out. I don't think they will retract from it. And we got to know. We should know, honestly, as NFL fans, especially as we are about to head into training camp in a couple weeks. After 4th of July, once we're finished with the hot dogs and hamburgers and fireworks, it's football season in my mind.
Training camp starts and all that, yeah.
This is coming. The Patriots are going to have a season. So I feel this will happen in a couple weeks, and we'll finally know what the truth is. And especially the fact that she never said this is off the record either, that they can quote her. That's going to be even more interesting.
Well, in fairness, I don't know that she cares. Her career's done.
I mean, she said former journalist, right?
Yeah. Her career's over. So what does she care? But no, if this is all
I just want to know if
gossip,
literally she was responsible for AJ Brown going to the Pats.
Right. Well, that's stuff that needs to be decided, because that is literally changing the outcome of the league. You know what I mean?
I do. That's what I'm genuinely interested in. You know, the gossip's another thing. That's all tongue in cheek, but I want to know why league's getting fucked with.
But that's why I'm worried, because so far what we learned is something that is literally Class C gossip from this early post. And if it's all a bunch of random, nonsense gossip tied together to make a case, I'm going to be annoyed, because I don't care. What I care about is what they did against, or what she did with the coach. And what I actually care about is what the coaches did to hurt the league via Russini. That's what I actually care about.
Exactly. So that's why I think when the sports season is slow during the month of July and August, this will be insane.
Yeah.
So that will be quite an episode. Yep. But who knows? Maybe if we. Oh, sorry.
We have a nuclear opinion that's going to relate to that, by the way. So
you were saying, Allison, though?
He's still coaching? Like, he hasn't made a statement or anything?
He admitted it without admitting it. He said
I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Didn't clarify what the mistake was.
Yes, he's still the Patriots head coach. Yeah. But who knows after the New York Times article comes out?
He also went to therapy for having sex
for 30 minutes?
Yes, for one weekend. He missed day 5 of the draft to be with his wife and his therapist. Again, a therapist that he has for sleeping with not his wife. Anyway.
Hence why
Vrabel.
I think we'll see when this article happens.
Have you seen it's like Vrabel sex? Like he usually has an injury. It's like Vrabel out for 1 week. Exit out for 1 month, knee injury. It was like Vrabel out for a weekend, sex.
Let me say sex. That's really literally it. Let me say one thing, right? Somewhat related. When we talk about, like, listen, addictions are real, and people fight addictions every day, and we generally for the good people who are trying to defeat that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And usually when you have alcohol abuse, you go to rehab, drug abuse, rehab, sex addiction is real.
Oh yeah.
But the one thing when you're caught in a scandal and someone says, I'm a sex addict. Maybe. I don't want to dismiss that too, but someone made a funny point. Like if Rabel said that, like that would be.
There's no evidence of that.
That'd be.
I mean, being someone who is like in active like recovery, like granted I've been sober like however long, like it'll be 8 years this year.
Amazing.
When people do that, it genuinely pisses me off.
Right. Especially the sex one, because like.
Well, my thing with that one is, so far as we know, it's not come out otherwise. He had a wife, and he had a mistress in Dianna Russini. A sex addict, again, I'm not a doctor per se, but I'm not a doctor at all, but a sex addict is not just, oh, I have 2 girlfriends. That's not a sex addict.
Yeah.
If you're a sex addict, you're going to see sex workers. You are literally constantly finding ways to sleep with people.
Right. That's
in
a
public
real
places.
issue.
Like that is an addiction to having sex. That where you feel compelled to have sex with anyone who is down to have sex with you, wherever they may be.
Yeah.
Sleeping with your wife and then also sleeping with your girlfriend is not a sex addiction.
Exactly. Hence why that's such a stupid, awful excuse that the Mets GM Steve Phillips once used, and all of that. Man,
you need to be racking up all kinds of again. And I don't just mean all kinds of girlfriends. I mean, you need to be someone needs to walk to a street corner and be like, "Do you know Mike Vrabel?" And they're like, "Yeah." That's to me, that's what a sex addiction is. Someone who cannot control themselves when given the opportunity to have sex.
Again, and we talk about Russini. There is unfortunately some evidence of Russini sleeping around the league, as we said, alleged affair
I'm curious about that
with Sean McVay when he was with Washington, and the Washington GM where the wife publicly called her out on Twitter. So, what are you gonna do?
Right. Honestly, that's almost more like she has a sex addiction.
I know, right? That's exactly what I was thinking. But Dianna Russini, and then all the damn podcast, every podcast she went ever bashing her husband or giving love. My favorite one, looking back, is from Busted with the Boys, which Mike Vrabel was on the Zoom.
I remember that.
Long story short, I don't remember the full context, but she was just talking about, being a partier. And you just see Mike Vrabel looking hard on his desk, making sure gives no inclination. Can you just imagine, man? Can you fucking imagine? And he didn't smirk, because that definitely would have been made around there. But what a weird ass situation. And again, Hard Knocks, HBO this summer, you have no choice but to see what the Patriots did.
Well, they have the other one too, the Seahawks, right? Or was that last time?
Let me just make sure I get this right. The training camp Hard Knocks this year. I apologize. It's the Seahawks in 26, Patriots in 27. So that's what'll be there. Still gonna be interesting a year from now, but
I feel like they may have made a switcheroo there.
Yeah, I could have sworn
I could have too.
It was the other way around, but
they may have switched it just quietly, been like, oh, whoop.
That was definitely quiet, because I definitely would have caught that, but no. All right, my last segment before the questions of the day, Ryan. Your New York Mets just continue, even in a year they've actually had worse seasons.
They sure have.
This particular season
bad.
Is an all-time car crash tragedy. The worst thing ever, man. It's a recurring bit that we just make fun of the Mets, but this is a special level. In this particular week, what's it? $325 million you pay for this to watch this damn baseball team, and they're 32-40. They just lost again to the Cubs a couple of minutes ago, 14.5 games back from the NL East. Started the season with a 12-game losing streak.
Yep, I remember that.
And sorry, it's $370 million of the payroll.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what the hell's going on. It's hilarious. Like, this particular week, they've lost every single game. And the stuff I'm about to show you, man. Let's start with this. Number one. Now, we're not starting with the one positive thing, right? Just one moment. Right? So first, I have an actual tweet from somebody I want to read out loud. This is from Lotta Mets. My wife bought tickets behind home plate, row 6, for this game back in March for my birthday. $1,600 a pair. She saved up for months to surprise me with this. Tonight, we are paying $1,600 in a downpour to watch Wagman and Zach Short on a $400 million team. Life is not fair. Oh my God, man. He spent $1,600 to watch this. Where else can I go with this week, guys, on the Mets? Why don't we point out to, they played the Cubs this week. Cubs on the rise, good team, but when you have Keith Hernandez, one of the voices of the Mets on the TV broadcast, SNY, the famous Keith, Gary, and Ron, and you see one of their prospects, Crow Armstrong. He's turned to an actual superstar. He's a center fielder for the Cubs. All MLB. He's only in year 2, and he's a sensation. Great bat, very fast, throws people out. Guess what? He was on the Mets. He should be playing for the Mets right now. And you know what this genius organization did? Trade his ass in 2022 for Javier Baez, who was on the team for 6 weeks and then left. He didn't re-sign with the Mets. And he did the infamous thumbs down to the Mets, basically giving the middle finger with his buddy Francisco Lindor. Now Javi Baez is barely on the Detroit Tigers, and Pete Crow Armstrong is an all-star. And Keith Hernandez pointing out to how stupid this Mets team is while nobody's in the building.
And look at this man run. Look at this.
Look at this really quick. Come on, baby. Now we're having a lagging Twitter video here, but
my goodness.
Come on, baby.
Oh my. I think one of the worst.
This lagging is on this Mets level right here.
And look at this man run. Look at this.
Let me restart the browser really quick, because it's definitely worth him calling out his own team that employs him.
Look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well,
not only fast, but cuts the bases perfectly.
I think one of the worst trades in a long while by the Mets.
Well, they got 6 good weeks out of Javi Baez, and
whoopee.
Now they've been watch this guy be a star.
Oh, LOL Mets on this one.
Honestly, though, it's not just on this one.
Just 2 quick things really quick. Number one, the one positive thing, Norway's in town. They're playing a World Cup
saw
game.
This one. Yeah.
And they don't know what the hell's going on. But when Dancing Swansby, the shortstop for the Cubs, hits this massive bomb.
High fly ball drilled out towards left center field. That one back. That one is gone. Dansby Swanson delivers. Swanson heating
and the Norway. This is the home fans.
They're dancing in the Cub dugout. Home run.
And last but not least, the main reason why this team is so bad and they pay so much money is for the boy genius David Stearns, who traded core Met players who still had plenty left, including the Mets, for the all-time leader for the Mets, Pete Alonso. Most home runs ever by Mets. They traded his ass. Now, I'm not saying the Mets would be a better team if Pete Alonso was on it.
I am.
Because this team, well, fine, they would have three more wins, but you at least have a reason to go to the ballpark to see a franchise player like that. And after this team getting their ass beat, just got a 4-game sweep. They cheered his name. And he's on the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, my thing is
they had 6 errors in that game and have lost 6 in a row.
And they've
and
the owners, the ownership of the team has somehow convinced a not insignificant portion of the fan base, some of whom are way better basketball heads than me, by the way. Not baseball. Yeah, baseball heads than me. That there was a money issue within the Mets organization, and that money was the solution. That was never the case. And I'm going to say this because I remember being a Met fan the first time they sucked when I was a kid. I mean, they've always kind of sucked, but they've gone through some real bad periods. I'm talking Castillo dropping the foul ball, or the pop fly rather, periods. And they did this constantly. Somebody would catch fire on another team, and the Mets would dole out as much money as they could muster to take that person right after they had caught fire, thinking that that meant the fire was coming to them. That's not how it works. The guy is not just magically the best player ever of all time. He was on a team. The team had worked together. They had been coached. It's all part of the same ecosystem. The Mets were trying to buy pieces without actually powering their ecosystem. So they had a bunch of shiny parts without a fucking engine. And they've done this literally, I'm 31 years old. They've done this since I've been fucking 10 years old. They do it constantly. They do it all the time. They've done it a ton recently. They take the engine, they put it apart, and then they just get a bunch of random shiny new pieces that had a great year or two right before. But there's no cohesion. There's nothing powering the team. And they keep getting rid of young guys that they should be developing. They had a franchise player, as the fans have just informed them. They sent him away for absolutely no reason because, we got Juan Soto?
His reason was run prevention, that he couldn't do that on the field, which is a joke now. Really a joke.
I mean, 6 fucking errors. We can't do it now either.
I know, that's not run prevention. The guy that he replaced him with, Jorge Polanco, he's hurt. Yeah.
It's insane, and they've done it for literally 25 years.
This manager's got to go to. Now, I know it's not the manager who's putting those players out there, but you need to create a spark. And the Phillies literally did that this season, and they've been killing it lately. They're second in the NL East. They are a wild card team right now.
I mean, name some of the best teams right now. Almost all of them have a team where they've got a franchise guy or a prospect that they built up, and that person is leading or at the bare minimum contributing big time to the success of the team. I can't think of a single example counter to that.
Yeah, you do have Juan Soto, who's been great. He's actually had a good year.
Sure.
But
the team sucks.
But yeah, he's the only one, but he's also not clutch. He gets solo home runs when you're up 5-0 and stuff like that. That's the problem. And it's also funny, Francisco Lindor did come back from injury. Some people actually blame him with his wife working with the mayor, and they call it the Mamdani curse. That's a real thing in the Mets sphere.
I doubt that.
But there's also alleged beef between Lindor and Juan Soto. We played that clip earlier in the year.
Never do remember that.
Everybody giving each other love on the field except those two. Now, Soto is hurt and Lindor's back. There's a hilarious conspiracy that Soto's purposely getting hurt so he doesn't have to play with Lindor. That is absolutely ridiculous, but I want to believe it. But nobody would risk their career and money for that. Yeah. But yeah, it's I don't even know. Obviously David Stearns ain't coming back this year. He should have been going last year. Remember, they blew a major lead. They were up by 10 games in August and they didn't make the playoffs. So the David Stearns experiment is a failure. You shouldn't have played small ball in a big market. You were doing just fine. In the words of Mike from Breaking Bad, we had a good thing going that you could have built on, and get better starting pitching too. Like that's the thing. They have no pitching whatsoever.
They used to be the only thing they had. Now they don't have anything.
And clearly it's just a mess. And Steve Cohen, interesting time to stay quiet. This is why people think you literally only bought the team so you could buy the plot for your casino.
And, that might be true.
I mean, yeah.
that might genuinely be true.
How could you not? Like 2024, they were in a time when the Yankees were on a great run. They actually had the city, and they fucked it all up.
They did, and like I said, it's not a quick fix. You cannot buy your way out of this situation.
No, you can't. Or at least pick the right people. And you picked the wrong person who should have been fired a year ago.
Yeah.
But you made your bed, and you're laying it too. And
you
could go to Met games for $9 a ticket.
True. So that's nice.
For a great
$9.
I was listening
probably
to
not
somebody
9,
talk.
but it's probably
today. Yeah, somebody went for $9 was they were telling me. No, I actually do think it's that bad. And the Yankees are the best team in baseball, technically at the moment.
Which probably makes it
even with Judge Hurt.
Fans.
Exactly. That's a good point. There's just a clip yesterday, Ohtani fighting with his catcher. So I'm done. You don't know.
I thought he didn't speak any English.
I know, right?
Yeah,
now
wait.
He does.
He seems to speak English every time anything happens. That isn't related to betting.
No, yeah, they had the lip reader. He's clearly saying there wasn't a translator there. He's literally saying, catch the fucking ball to the catch. They were using the backup catcher who had passed balls, and that's what he said. So
he places that FanDuel bet, and suddenly, no.
So my last two questions were just though, Ryan, you have any hope? So you say it's just going to be a long time. I heard somebody on the fan today. If you're in your 70s, you're just not going to see the Mets win ever again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, maybe it's like they know. I think I know what they need to do, but I'm just some schmuck, right? But
you just have to pick the right GM at the end of the day.
What they're
which
doing
is too
now
hard.
is not working, and so I think they're not going to do the right thing for a while. Because it's the Mets. Eventually, they'll figure it out. But then, even once they figure it out, it's still going to take years to build it. It's not going to be a quick fix. So yeah, I do think it'll be a while before we see a strong Mets team again.
And Allison, just want to hear how do you like this? What do you?
I love it. I think it's funny because one all this money and Juan Soto and talk all this shit, and now look what's getting them. So. Sucks to suck.
Genuinely is surprised. I did not see this coming. I really didn't. I thought they would be at least compete this year.
Well, right, yeah.
They picked a guy who was one of the best pitchers up in Freddie Peralta. He gave up 10 runs last week. He gave up a cycle and a 3-run homer.
The Nords were laughing at us.
For real. Kodai Senga, ultimately a bust now. He went to the bullpen. I don't know if you David Peterson, who pitched against the Cubs, got traded yesterday to the Cubs. I swear to God, that's literally happened.
That's kind of funny.
For somebody who has struggled with that team,
counts that shit a win. Be like, I technically won then.
I don't know, but it's gonna be a long summer. The season, I think today was the 81st game for a lot of teams, so we're only halfway through. Like, what are you gonna do? You literally could go to the
lose.
For real.
It's lose. I know what we're gonna do. It's lose games.
You saw how empty that ballpark was.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't even know.
And that's the one thing with Alonso that you could have at least had people come for him.
Right, the hometown. And he didn't. He's not hometown, but you know what I mean. He's the the Mets guy. He's the Mets guy.
Yeah, and he will be back. His first game back against the Mets will be September 14th. That is the Monday. That would be the
I don't know
Monday
that they're going to
game.
boo him.
No. I think that'll be the one sellout. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people will be extremely, extremely into it. Me and Allison went to see Yankees and Orioles earlier this year, and there were a bunch of Met fans there for him.
Yeah. I said it for 2-3 years in a row, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're going to get rid of people. We're going to get blah blah." I said there should be no logic where we get rid of Pete Alonso. Build the team around him. He's got weaknesses. Fine. Strengthen somewhere else to go with the weaknesses. That way you at least sell tickets. But
that's what Wilpons did for David Wright. They still kept
worked,
him.
By the way.
They still kept him when he was always hurt. And yeah.
David Wright was the Mets when I was growing up. He was the guy. Everybody wanted the David Wright fucking jersey. Everybody. It works. You take one guy, that's your guy, and you build a team around that. And that way you always have a mostly full stadium and a mostly happy fan base. But they can't even get that fucking right.
Man.
And Miami, if you're Miami Heat, if you're listening to this, this is about to be your future, in case you're curious.
That's hilarious. I agree with that. All right. Let's do some questions of the day. My first question. It was an idea that at first you have to have. I hope you all still have your Blu-rays and DVD players.
I don't.
No?
No.
Or, well, that's what your PlayStation could be used for.
Yeah.
But someone had a good question. Maybe it is, I don't know. I guess you would have to have the physical media, but maybe they'll do codes like
GTA.
Yeah. Do you think? All right, well, I should open up with this. So, if you grew up in the tri-state area, there was a sporting goods store named Modell's. Gotta go to Modell's, gotta go to Modell's. Right, that's where you could get all New York sports gear. They closed in the pandemic. Very sad. But after the Knicks run, they came back. They're officially an online store, and the goal is to bring brick and mortar back. So, my first question: could Blockbuster do this if the nostalgia is real? The only thing is, do you actually have the physical media to play it, or would you play codes to go? Because the thing about Blockbuster, you go to get your code, if anything, at the bare minimum, but they had your snacks you can buy other merchandise. Part of me thinks I do video games. That is where I got my video games.
I played a ton of video games through Blockbuster.
I think they could. No one's tried to bring back a dead store to make it a big success. Now, Modell's is regional, so we'll see if that pulls through. I think it will. I hope it will. But I want to know, do you think a big national store will first pick Blockbuster? Because I feel that's been talked about. I hear Blockbuster. I have a Blockbuster conversation once a month, honestly. And I wonder, do you think it could come back for the novelty of the experience, to give people more experiences, you know? And I think a part of me does.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of obviously you need to have a money component, but like a lot of like public libraries have different sites and apps now for streaming.
Hoopla.
For streaming stuff.
That's what I watch some movies on, Hoopla.
So I don't, again, like Hoopla, I don't know much about it, but obviously that's a third party that's hosting all of that. So Blockbuster could probably just make its own if it had the capital. It doesn't, obviously, but if it did, it could just make its own streaming site. It's essentially. So basically you have it, you can go, you get access to the code, you type it into your Blockbuster account, and the Blockbuster lets you stream the whatever it is you picked up at the store. You still have all the games, all the movies, blah, blah, blah. Like, I do think it's a thing. I don't know that you could scale it nationally. You might have to be like, just do it on like, I don't know where was Blockbuster's headquartered? I don't know. But I guess is it's the West Coast company originally, given it was in the movie business. So assuming it was, focus on the West Coast, just see how it goes, and then you can expand from there.
Blockbuster was based in Dallas, Texas.
All right, even better. Just do Texas or Texas and the surrounding area. And yeah, people use it, and if it goes well, you start expanding out. If it doesn't go well, it becomes a regional little niche thing. And then obviously when you're online, you can expand even if you can't physically expand stores. But I do think building a brick and mortar blockbuster again would get people to come in. They'd be interested, especially if you kept it looking exactly the same. It'd be a museum. They could make it a museum, basically a movie museum where you could also get codes.
Blockbuster, or maybe Blockbuster. Remember Amanda Show?
Yes.
I may be a hipster. I don't have a record player, but I do have a DVD and Blu-ray player. I don't use it, but I have it, so I would put physical media to that.
I think you could. There's a way to do it.
Blockbuster.
I feel like it's a niche thing now, though. I don't know if it's a national business again.
I'm excited for Modell's to come back though.
Yeah, I was like confused what you were talking about because I'm not from here, so I was like, "What are you?"
Yeah, no, that's definitely a here thing.
Yeah, those were the good old days. I got Giants championship jerseys from there, Yankee jerseys from there, all of that, and it's just Dick's Sporting Goods in but New York. That's all it was. And I loved it.
Is it in the city usually?
There was, lots of them. The last one was right next to Madison Square Garden, and it closed during the pandemic.
We had one in Connecticut, not Norwalk, but in Connecticut.
Yeah, there's one in Portchester where my grandma lived, and that's where the one I would go to. So yeah, people loved it. It was good. And I almost said a Dixon Sports Authority, but that closed too. I don't think that'll come back.
Sports Authority was big back home.
Yeah, we had one in Norwalk, and I mean they named the Broncos Stadium after it. And kind of surprised, why did it close? Come to think of it, why? What's so special about Dick's Sport? It's literally the same store, but green.
Well, yeah, that's
why they did it better, because it was green.
No, but when there's two options, one of you's gonna lose almost every time.
True.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us, sort of deal.
That's why Best Buy beat Circuit City. Remember Circuit City back in the
Circuit
day?
City, PC Richards, that's still around technically, but they're getting they're definitely the second string to Best Buy.
All right, my next question.
Alrighty.
What is the most underrated Taylor Swift song?
Underrated Taylor Swift song?
Yeah, what's one on the backtracks that is a banger? Or maybe a special one.
Backtrack banger.
Honestly, I told people it's like one of her most hated songs, but I like it and I find myself like singing it when I'm on the treadmill. Me with what's his name? Brandon Urie.
From Panic at the Disco?
Yeah. I
Spelling
like
is fun.
Song. I think it's so fun.
Mine is blank.
It's just up.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Can you say that one more time?
No, I just said so fun. Like it's just like everyone hates it, but it's just like one of those songs where I'm like, oh my God, it always gets me in a good mood.
That's what I'm talking about. Mine would be Blank Space from 1989.
Blank Space is not underrated. Everybody knows that.
I'm trying to learn this stuff. Songs. That's what I'm trying to learn.
It's actually one of her top singles.
Oh, then I'll get roasted for that one. That's my answer. I don't have.
I mean, I kind of like the songs Daylight.
Daylight's such a good song.
Which is a sadder one. Not sad, but kind of sad. I found myself kind of liking it was a vault track.
Is it from 1989?
No. She's in Purple. I can see you.
Oh yeah, I can see you with Fall Out Boy. That's a good one too.
Yeah, those two, I kind of like both of those for different reasons, and those are not necessarily like very popular ones. Honestly, I've listened to every single song on every single album now, because whenever I'm driving with my wife, it's the only thing we listen to. There's a lot of really interesting songs that are not like the big ones that everybody talks about. Well, the Swifties talk about all of them pretty, incessantly, if we're being honest. But the rest of people, Mirror Ball is one I like as well.
Mirror Ball is a very good song.
Yeah.
My last question of the day. Is there an obscure band or artist that you're a fan of? For the last week, I've been learning about the band Korn because I've been like
Freak
looking,
on a Leash.
Yeah, KORN.
Yeah.
Now I'm a bigger fan than I was last week, but I don't know if I'm like, would I go out of my way to see Korn? No. In fact, I only really like a few of their songs, but I was fascinated. I watched a YouTube documentary about how big they actually were.
Oh yeah, in the 90s.
Like, they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I heard some songs that were interesting, and they have a distinct sound. And I'm a fan of that band now. But is there anyone like, and they're named Korn.
Yeah.
Is there any obscure acts that you're a fan of, like Insane Clown Posse, or I really like, a polka band? I don't know.
Yeah, there's this one guy. His name is Marino.
Marino?
Marino. I think he was YouTube
Dan
originally.
Marino.
Not Dan Marino, just Marino. But he had this song. He's actually now done a few songs like of the same vein. But it's called Devil in Disguise. It's a weird kind of. It's not very long, so it's just kind of a catchy guitar stroll. Um, he does like all of his like he always appears animated. He doesn't appear in person on like music videos and stuff. Um, I like that song. He does another song called Greed, which I kind of like. His song called like Crush or something to that effect, which was pretty good. So Marino's, I don't think he's a very big artist, but I do like a lot of, some of his things, and he does appear on my even when, I mean, I have some of them on there, but even before then, he would appear on Spotify for me, and when it was like for you artists or whatever. So him and then Jesse Wells. I talked about him on the show before, but I really only like three songs. That's not true. I've only heard like three songs. But the song "Red" by Jesse Wells should be an anthem for 2025. It won't be, but it should be.
I like that. Okay. How about you, Allison?
There's this one artist named Mike. I like him. He's
Just
on my
Mike?
like gym. Yeah, it's all lowercase. Mike.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, my favorite song by him, I would say, is called "Commas." And then I also really like Artemis. I don't know if that's
Artemis
really.
3?
It's just called, I don't know, just Artemis.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about the lunar mission. Mike, he has a song called "These Days."
Yeah, the song "Commas" is good. I like that song.
All right, I like that. All right, now tell me your
Different
nuclear.
guy. Whatever Mike is who I was thinking of.
All right, let's end it off with our nuclear opinion. You tell me your hottest take in your life or the world around you. What's
Yes.
going on right now? I'll tell you one.
Okay.
This is gonna be harsh.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. It's summertime. People want to get their tans. Some people go so overboard with that tanning. I don't know what the hell you're going for. You literally look like a damn fool. You look like a raisin. You look unhealthy. You are literally a burnt crisp. I don't know if this is a way for people to stare at you some more, if this is for a way for people to holla at you, but my goodness, you need, especially I want to say this as respectfully as I can, if you are of a certain generation, quite frankly, if you're an old person and you're a burnt crisp,
Where's the sunblock?
You literally did the opposite of what you're going for. Unless you want to look like a stupid idiot. I am amazed. It makes me uncomfortable. These botched tanning jobs. Like what is it? I understand to get a little color, and I understand with my complexion it's easier for me to tan, but I don't do that. I don't go and look like a coconut. It's
Well,
bad.
nobody looks that way by accident. That's the main thing, right? It's like
it's more people trying to do that. Like that's the goal. Like,
what's
wrong with you?
You're never just outside like doing yard work, come inside looking like a raisin. That's not how that goes. Like, and I say that as someone who burns very easily.
I don't burn, but
of course, maybe if they really did botch it, like mistakes happen. But I think,
but I used to do that.
But
like,
when you get full brown skin that lasts a long time, you tried that. You sat down and you sat for hours trying to get that color.
You are a leather couch.
Yes, and you tried to achieve that. Like again,
not cute, not impressing anybody.
I will burn faster than anybody.
Cancer. I will not lie.
Well, yeah.
My mom has skin cancer. My grandma had skin cancer. My grandpa had skin cancer. My aunt has skin cancer. They think I have skin cancer. Like we used to honestly like never use sunscreen till like within the last few years. Like it finally became like big. Like I always played softball outside, like traveling, growing up, like playing outside. I never wore sunscreen. But there were people I knew who, like Ryan, easily burned. And they needed to wear like long sleeve shirts in the sun. And yeah, I
don't do that, and I probably should, but I don't. But I do put on. This is true. I mean, knock on wood. I'm the only person in my family thus far, I think, who hasn't had to have a cancerous thing removed from their skin.
biopsy.
So I'm the only, so far I'm the only one, but I got a real bad burn my very first summer I turned 21. I got absolutely hammered in Lake George, and I didn't put any sunblock on because I was like, I'm cool, I'm an adult, all that stuff.
I'm invincible,
and I got sun poisoning, not just sunburn, sun poisoning.
It's the worst.
I could not go outside.
I got sunburned last year, but I didn't.
And I was
in my back.
And it was my shoulders, my chest, my back. It was bad. And so, basically I never let that happen again.
But like you said, these people are trying to look like that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, they're trying to get leathery.
It's you people at Planet Fitness. You look stupid as hell. And I really want to say, are you trying to attract people my age? Because you're failing at it. Just being honest.
I mean, hey,
I used to tan often at Planet Fitness, and now I don't anymore just because of my family history and stuff. So
yeah, and I'm not saying don't tan. You do it properly, like a little,
I used to do it every day.
I'd like to think this is an appropriate skin tone. But
it depends on, of course, also what your usual skin tone is.
Right, it's the people who turn brown I have a problem with.
Yeah, if you look like me and then you turn brown, that's probably an issue. Yeah. So mine, I won't do the whole thing, but Twitter, knock it off. I'm right about this goddamn quarterback, Brandon Sorsby. I'm right about this whole thing, the Sorsby saga, and the Dianna Russini stuff that we were talking about earlier. That proves it. Why is that? Well, he put the league in danger.
Yeah, can you just tell for people who don't know?
Sure. There's a college football quarterback. He was a degenerate gambler. He got caught. He went to rehab. He tried to get his eligibility back to play for his team, which was going to be Texas Tech this year. Originally, they said yes. Then they said no. So they were fighting that. It looked like the NCAA
supplemental draft.
NCAA dug down, said, no, you are not allowed to play this sport anymore. You broke our rules. So they said, all right, fine. If I can't play anymore, I want to declare for the supplemental draft for the NFL. The NFL received his paperwork requesting that he be added to the draft and responded by saying, we're actually not doing it this year. See you next year. And they very explicitly said in their letter that it was at least partially related to what he did in college. The gambling. And it was gambling. Sorry if I didn't say that. And that's why they did it. And they basically said so. And everybody's sitting there saying gambling is, yes, they would allow you to beat your wife. Yes, they'll allow you to do a hit and run. Yes, they'll allow you to sell drugs, to take drugs, to this, that, the other thing.
But those cornerback is going to jail probably for the Lions after that armed robbery.
He sure is. But if he doesn't go to jail, he will be playing. I promise you that. And so,
yeah, right. We need a cornerback. Dan Campbell said.
I'm literally not lying to you. If he doesn't go to prison, is the only thing keeping him from playing this season. Full stop. He'll get a suspension of like 2 games. But
Rasheed Rice was behind bars, and he's still letting him on the team.
Yeah,
that's crazy. They really. So, I mean, you know how I feel about it.
And they basically banned this kid. I mean, they certainly banned him from playing this year. He's also not going to get drafted next year. Some of that's his fault. A lot of that might actually be his fault, not just because of gambling, but because he's played this like a fucking moron. But Mike Vrabel, since we're saying that off-field conduct doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt the league directly, Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini fundamentally, allegedly, changed the direction of the league. There are teams that will win and lose now because of an inappropriate relationship between Mike Vrabel and Dianna Russini. And frankly, even if that doesn't happen, even if nothing changes, the fact that the relationship existed calls into question all of those trades, all of those moves, and therefore all of the seasons involved. Everyone's season involved in this story is now called into question. Is this legitimate? Would this have happened if he wasn't sleeping with Dianna Russini? Yeah. Mike Vrabel is going to be coaching this team come game day for opening day for the Patriots. He's not in trouble, but this kid is for gambling. And you shouldn't gamble. Gambling is a scourge. I fucking hate gambling. We all know this. You've seen this show. But you can't sit there and take DraftKings money and FanDuel's money and BetMGM's money and then hide behind, well, it's hurting the league. It's okay if you're a piece of shit as long as it doesn't directly impact the league. And then when something does directly impact the league, you just say, well, you were in the Super Bowl last year, no comment. And that is what happened. So fuck off to my Twitter folks. I had to stop responding. I was trying to have conversations and it got too crazy. But you're all insane. I'm clearly right. And the NFL should be ashamed of themselves for the way that they're comporting themselves on any number of things, including going after this kid who may or may not have had a gambling addiction. I think if you're under the age of 18 and you've gambled $90,000, that's a gambling addiction. I'm going to put that out there.
You saw the guy from Barstool who admitted having gambling addiction and they haven't disciplined him yet? Him or DraftKings?
Right, which is also like...
It's okay to gamble as long as it doesn't kill anybody. That's what you're telling us.
Well, it's not even that. It's okay to gamble, but not sometimes. And it's like... Listen, I don't want to make it about gambling. My gambling issues are separate. It's about hypocrisy.
Yeah, you're right.
They have handled this hypocritically, and they've done so at the expense of, he is a kid, he's 22. And again, $90,000 that he snuck. He lied to bet $90,000 using other people's accounts under the age of fucking fraud. 21. It is fraud. But get a child. He was 18, 19 years old when he started doing this. $90,000. That is someone who can't help themselves. That is someone who has a compulsion that is clearly an addiction. Any argument otherwise is you being a fucking jackass.
Amen. Yeah. Allison, take us to this weekend. What's good?
Oh my gosh. I don't think you guys understand because men use like 3-in-1 or 4-in-1 shampoo or whatever. So y'all probably don't get my dilemma here. But for you ladies out there listening, when a shampoo and conditioner brand markets themselves as being something like glossy or anti-frizz or like strengthening, like there's different shampoos for different types of hair and like different conditioners for different types of hair types. But if I spend all of this money, and I'm talking $100+ on hair products to make my hair look glossy, it better look freaking glossy. I'm talking no frizz, no damaged ends, nothing. If I'm paying $100+, I don't even know how to say the brand's name, but I think Sydney Sweeney's like the face of it now. And not only can I not stand her, but now I definitely can't stand her because this stupid hair product stuff doesn't work that she is promoting of being glossy. So
Big Balloon shampoo.
It's Kerastase or something. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Counterpoint. I don't take shampoo advertising seriously, and it's because of The Rock. Dwayne Johnson got a big old bald ass head, and he's got a line of shampoo. He started a shampoo line that he sells, and he does that unironically.
He's about to have a big major box office blob.
Well, that's okay because he's got all that shampoo money without any hair. He's got no hair.
They're projecting $30 million in opening weekend. When the movie cost $200 million to make,
and most of that went to The Rock.
You could have saw this from a mile away. Nobody's asking for a Moana remake when the original came out 10 years ago.
Not even 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's why I don't trust the shampoo marketing anymore. Whatever it says on the bottle doesn't matter because The Rock is selling shampoo. And if he can sell shampoo, anyone can sell shampoo. They can't be different. You know what I mean?
See Toy Story 5. NC Taylor song. I Knew It Was You.
I knew it. I knew you.
I don't know how that song goes, but
That's the chorus there, or the end of the chorus, I guess.
incredible stuff as always, Allison and Ryan. Thank you so much for sticking with us this week. We'll be back at it next week on Sunday with another World Cup discussion. Tuesday with another tweet cap to talk about what's trending for the weekend ahead. And then back at it on Friday before we take a week off to talk about what's trending for the week ahead. That's Allison Nuts. That's Ryan Page. My name is Matt Brown. I'm the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. Have a fun and safe weekend, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Good night.
See ya.
Bye.